Hey friends, so imagine this. You're on your way to school and Jesus hops in the car with you. And on your ride, he's giving you some tips and advice to make your day extra special. Welcome back to another episode of Carpooling with Jesus. I'm Pastor Justin. Okay, so here's where we left off. Jonah is on the boat, the storm is raging, and the sailors are completely freaking out. They don't know why the storm is happening, and they don't know what to do. So they decide to figure it out the only way they know how. Let's listen to what happens in Jonah chapter 1, verse 7 and 8. It says, "Come on," the sailors said to each other, "let's cast lots. Then we'll know who is to blame for this trouble we're in." So they cast lots, and the lot singled out Jonah. Then they said to him, "Tell us who is to blame for this trouble we're in. What is your business, and where are you from? What is your country, and what people are you from?" Wow, the sailors decided to cast lots. In the Bible, that's like flipping a coin or rolling dice to figure out what's going on. And guess what? The lots pointed right straight to Jonah. And the sailors started asking him tons of questions because what they really wanted to know was, what did you do? And why is this happening? Jonah finally confessed, "I worship the Lord, the God of heaven, who made the sea and the dry land." He told them he was running away from God, and that's why the storm was happening. The sailors couldn't believe it. The storm kept getting worse, and they asked Jonah, "What should we do to make this storm stop?" Here's where Jonah made a big decision. And this is the kind of decision every single one of us will have a choice to make one time or another in our lives. Let's listen to what he told them in Jonah chapter 1, verse 12. "Pick me up and throw me into the sea so it will calm down for you. For I know I'm to blame for this violent storm that's against you." Whoa, did you hear that? Jonah told them to throw him overboard. He knew he was the reason for the storm, and that the only way to save everyone was to take responsibility. Sometimes taking responsibility can be really hard, especially if we know there's going to be consequences. Now, the sailors didn't want to throw Jonah into the sea, so they tried their best to row back to land, but the storm just got worse. Finally, the sailors prayed to God, asking for forgiveness, and then, splash, they threw Jonah into the sea. And guess what happened next? The storm stopped immediately. The sailors were so amazed that they worshiped God right there on the boat. But what about Jonah? Let's listen to Jonah chapter 1, verse 17. "The Lord appointed a great fish to swallow Jonah." You heard that right. A giant fish swallowed Jonah. Talk about an unexpected turn of events. Even though Jonah ran from God, God didn't give up on him. Instead, he gave Jonah a second chance to make things right. This is a big lesson for today, because even when we mess up, God is still with us. Have you ever given someone else a second chance? Maybe they lied to you or made some kind of a mistake that really hurt your feelings. When you give them a second chance, it's doing for others what God does for us when He gives us second chances. We all make mistakes. We all mess up. But learning to give people a second chance or a third chance is a good thing. Forgiveness shows them that God's love is living in you and working through you. That's it for today on Carpooling with Jesus. Next time, we'll find out what Jonah did while he was inside that fish. And trust me, it's a wild ride. Remember, God's love is bigger than any mistakes you could ever make. No matter where you're listening or how you're listening, God loves you. And parents, If you enjoy this podcast, share it with your parent friends. Here's a question for today. Try and answer it before you get out of the car. Have you ever made a mistake and then had to take responsibility for it? How did that feel? See you later.